Hello guys, welcome to the next tutorials on React Navigation part 2. In the previous lesson, we talked about how to start with stack navigation. If you haven't checked, we can check the part 1 of this series. So without wasting much time, let's move on for today's lesson. For today's lesson, what we are going to do is that we are going to pass in some common props to our stack navigation. For example, if you want to change the color of this home text or adding some buttons and other stuff. So let's see the common props we can use to customize the feel of our stack navigation. So let me remind you, this is a project I was working on in the lesson 1. So if you don't have it, you can start with a new project and just one file called stack navigation, and this is the files and my screens. I have 3 screens: post, home and post list, and I have rendered my stack navigation as my main entry file, okay, as this. So as always I have to show you the official documentation so that you know where you can find yourself in case of anything. Okay, so just go to stacknavigation.com, read docs, and getting started. You click on the, where is it, tells me for additional props. Okay, hello, let me go to hello navigation, and I think it's here. Yeah, read more about the other options available in the stack navigation reference. Okay, so we are going to customize the view of our stack navigation. Okay, so as you can see, let me show you the navigation file. Okay, as this, we have 2 ways of customizing our stack navigation. One is by applying the style to the main route, that is the stack navigator. So any route, any props we pass into this will be applied to all 8 children. Okay, that is a, now I think I have 2. One is let me sorry for this one. One is let me make it spacious. One is the stack navigator. So if you pass any props to this component, to this navigator function, it will apply to 8 children. Okay, and the first prop I use is called initial route name. Okay, let me delete this one and then start from scratch. Okay, so the first prop you can pass in, so as you can see here, the props that is under stack navigator, one is called the initial route name. Okay, so if you go back to our application now, let me refresh it, you can see that object is not defined. Okay, let me go to the objects. Let me see, sorry, my site. Let me go to the post screen. I think I have some error here. Okay, it's here. Let me delete this one and come back to it and see. Okay, we are good to go. So as you can see that when our app first launches, you will see the post screen, because it's a post screen that is on the first list on our screen. Okay, so if you want to render, let's say, home screen, you can bring it on top, and then home screen will be the first screen to be rendered. Refresh it and you see home. Okay, so for example, maybe you don't want to moving fast around what you want to bring first. So irrespective of how you arrange your screens, you can still change the screen you want it to be rendered on the first load. So that comes with our first prop called initial route name. Okay, and then you pass in the name of the route you want to render. So for example, if you want to render post screen, and refresh it and come here, okay, it's no post. So let me check it one more time. It's rather post. Okay, it's post, not post. That is post, double S. 1s. You see, so I've seen post now, even though the right name, the first one is the home, but I have changed the first screen to be rendered to screen because I pass in the, let me make it spacious so that you can see, I pass in what is called initial route name, and it should be post. That's why we see the post here. Okay, so before you continue, next one is called the screen options. Okay, so this screen options is applied to the navigator. So when you come here and then you pass in this screen options, takes in an object, and here we can add some common props to this parent. For example, if you want to change the color of the header so that all the screens must have the same color, okay, so you can have header style, okay, header style, and then it's also an object, and you can say background color to be red. Okay, so you can see I have red header. So when I go to home here, I don't have any means of getting to home, so I can also click the button, click here, and it will take me to home screen. So let me come to post, then let me add a button, say go home. So let me title, rather title will be go home. Okay, and the on press, I should trigger this function as props dot navigate, and then I should rather point to home. Okay, as that. So when I click home, you can see I still have my header to be red. Okay, okay, and you can change the color of the text too. So if you want all the text to have the same color, the prop name is called the tint color. Okay, let me come here. So let's follow the documentation so that you know where everything comes from. Okay, so now we have only screen options, and we only pass in one prop called header style. We will come back to that. And it also have what is called mode. The mode is how the screen appears when you click. For example, it's when I come here and I click, you see how the screen is just bumping up from left to right and right to left, and vice versa. That is done by the mode. So if you want to change the behavior of this, you have to pass in the mode prop and then assign either card, modal, or whatever. So let's try. So on the navigator route component, so we have what is called the mode, and the mode either modal or card. So for card, let's see how it works. I think the card is the default, and if you want to pass in the modal, okay, let's see, from top to down and down to bottom. Okay, that is how the mode props works. Excellent. Let's move on. And we can also pass in the header mode. The header mode is, for example, if we don't want to see the header type, the header style, for example, you don't want to see any of these ones here. To remove it completely, you have to pass in the header mode. So let's try. Okay, so let's pass in header mode to none, and you can see, and you can try the rest of this one too. So you can say header mode to none, float, then try none for you to see. And as you can see here, everything is gone. We don't have the header title being here. It applies to all the screens. Okay, so like I told you, the screen options props applies to all 8 children. Okay, but let's say that you don't want to have the same style applies to all the screens, but individual ones. That is where you pass what is called options, okay, for the individual screens. So this options is for the individual screens. Okay, so you can pass in this title and change the title and other stuff. So let's try. So you remember that we pass screen options for the navigator parent, and options as the individual ones. Also take an object, and we can also decide your header style. Okay, and let's say that on home screen you want to change the header style to, let me see, background color to be yellow. I just want a solid color so that to be visible on your screen. Okay, so let's look for the home screen. Okay, I don't think we have the home screen because I have hide the header color. So now let's take it off here, comment it, and say home screen is yellow, but when I come to post screen it's red. Okay, so the options apply to the individual ones and the screen options apply to all the children. Okay, so for example, let's also have this style. So for example, if you want to change the text of home to, let's say, overview, you pass what is called, so inside the screen component you can say sorry, inside my options you can say title will be home overview, like so, and you see it has changed to home overview. And if you want to change the color, the prop is called the let's say header tint color. Okay, that's it to be, let's say, to be whatever, pink. And you see the color of the header has changed, it's not visible. Let me make it white, and then let me make the background of this one to be black so that you can see. Okay, you see the tint color has been changed, so that is prop for the header tint color. Okay, and it also has a prop called header, and by this header is a function that gives header props return a return element as the header. Okay, so let's move on, and we can also set header mode to screen, header title, header shown. Okay, header shown, whether if you shown the header or not, and the header title, like I said, and the header align item. So let's try this. So for example, look here, the way the text has been aligned, centered. If you want maybe to the left or to the right, you apply to the header title align. So let's try. So let's go to the individual screens for home. I'm still on the home screen. Okay, and the options, I can say header align item to be left. Okay, you push to the left, and then center to the center. I don't think it has left. Let's try. Okay, I think it has center, and then let me see right. Sorry, let me try right and see. No, and the right is the same as the center. Okay, so now we are good to go. So the next prop we are going to pass in is I think it's so you can try all these things. Header style, you can specify custom background color for each. So header style is also an object. Okay, and let's try the header transparent and see how it feels. And then header transparent, header transparent. Is it true or false? Let's see. Does it take true or false? Okay, let's make it true. Okay, and let's see for home. Okay, you see it's transparent, irrespective, because the background is white. So it takes, so let's make the background of this one to be home background. So let's change the color of the background to say where's my home component? This one, yeah, this home component. Let's change view background color to, let's say, purple, and you can see that our this is transparent. You see you have transparent background, so you can pass in the transparent prop to give a nice feel. Okay, so let's say that You want to add a button, okay, let's say here or here. When you click on it, you can go back or go forth. So let's see how you can tackle that. I think the prop is this header right. You can also pass in the card style. So many props here we can try and know the feel of it. Okay, so now let's use the most common one. They call it, I think it's a header right or header left. Okay, let me say event. No, I think okay, let me scroll, keep scrolling, and then I see header background, transparent, header left and header right. Okay, so let's try this. This is header left and header right, but all these are what functions. It returns a React component. So let's say on my, let me go to stack navigation, and let's say I want to pass in, I'm still on the screen, on the home, okay, so header left, okay, but this is a function, it takes a function, so like this, and then we can return whatever you want here. So let me just return text, let me just say left for the screen, and let's see. I think text is not imported from React Native, so let's import it from here as text. Okay, let's refresh it, and then let's again go home, and you can see left is here, but it's tied to the left hand side. As you can see, it's small here, but I want to place it here so that I can have my back arrow, go back arrow. So let me paste it to the right. So instead of left, I will say right. Okay, so let me say header right. Okay, and let's see, it's also here, so you can style this one too. So let me, instead of just a text, let's return a button or even an icon, okay, to click on this one and it will take you to another screen. So let's see how you can do that. Okay, so let's say you want to return an icon. Okay, so what we are going to do now is, I haven't shown you how to add icons to, so I think I will pause here, and then maybe in the next tutorials I will show you how to add icons to we will tackle the style drawer navigator, and I will show you how to add icons to your stack navigation screen. Okay, so I think I have given you the highlights. You can try and customize the fields the way you want it.